Hello my friends and welcome back to another Menace Expert Difficulty Guide. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to show you how to fight the Menace. In my last guide, which people enjoyed and I got lots of great feedback on that thanks to those who watched, I fought the two easiest factions just to show you how to set up a campaign. But of course I got a lot of questions about how you fight the difficult endgame enemies in this game, so today I'm going to show you how to do that. I've pulled up a mission here, so we're just in the middle of a mission track. This is a random mission against the Menace. And we have our choice between rescuing units or securing checkpoints. Typically, I like the capture missions because they give you the ability to avoid enemies a lot of the time if you start running low on ammo or if things start going wrong. So we're going to take this one. I will also show you our metagame progression, because I got questions about that as well. So, in our ships, we're just using the automated supply compartments and AI logistics. These both increase the value of units that you can bring within the supply count that you have, which obviously makes you stronger relative to the enemies, so very important to get these two. And we have the info hub as well to get 3 intelligence, which gives us a good idea of where enemies are located. The other buildings that I have here I was mostly experimenting with. I don't think that these are super important, but these 3 I would definitely prioritize getting in the mid-game, because they'll make you significantly stronger. And of course you do want a source of squaddies for if you take casualties, so getting the woo I think is a pretty good idea. Rocket Run I've been unimpressed with. I wouldn't generally advise getting this, but I just have it in this mission because I was trying it out. Alright, let's start planning our mission. So I've gone ahead and set up our squads for this mission already, but I'll take you through what we have. Firstly, as I showed you in my last video, we have Darby in full stealth mode. She's using the silenced assault rifle, has full squaddies, has all the stealth perks, has the Jaeger fatigues for additional concealment, and Neuropentin and a camo kit for even more concealment. This is going to let her move around, spot enemies for us, and kill them without any retaliation, which is a very important thing against the constructs. We're also bringing Lim, again in full combat mode with the boarding commando jet suit, an assault rifle, and an EMP rifle to disable enemy vehicles, and then extra ammo. Ammo is actually a significant concern when you're fighting the constructs. They're heavily armored, they have a lot of hit points, so you can easily run out of ammo, especially when you're bringing a fairly elite and expensive squad setup like we have here. You can bring more squads if you want to remove that concern, but you're more likely to take casualties if you bring a lot of weaker squads. In addition to Lim and Darby, the two kind of centerpieces for this strategy, we're also bringing Riwa in a light troop carrier. Typically, I like to bring her in the IFV, the heavier troop carrier, but because we're bringing both of our really expensive infantry pieces, we just didn't have the points for this, as well as 2 vehicles. We're also giving her the medium vehicle weapon, the medium laser lance, using a medium weapon instead of a heavy weapon, so she can still have Parda as passengers, and the light machine gun. I want both of my vehicles to have a heat-based weapon, so laser or plasma, again because ammunition can be a real concern, so the infinite ammo on these weapons is really good. We want the laser lance to take down enemy vehicles. Those are really important and super dangerous, and really hard to kill without dedicated anti-vehicle weapons. We're bringing Karda as well, and she's set up as mobile infantry here. In fatigues. I did bring a full squad for her. You don't necessarily need to, but the points worked out such that it made sense for this particular setup. But she's really here to pop out, kill enemy infantry at close range, and mostly to use her rocket launcher on enemy vehicles and heavy units. Pike we're bringing as a pure minimum strength support unit this time. He's in fatigues and has the pirate pipe gun, and he's just there to give extra turns to our other units using his special ability. You can actually make him even cheaper if you hadn't taken the gun perks on him. I do like having those available for when we want to bring him with firepower, but you can bring Pike as an even cheaper version. Notice here that he has only 2 squaddies as well, so he's at absolutely minimum strength. Finally, we are bringing another vehicle, and this is again a light troop carrier, this time with a heavy weapon, the long-barreled tank gun, and a plasma rifle. The long-barreled tank gun is one of the best things that you can bring against the Menace, because it's going to one-shot most of their vehicles and most of their light vehicles, and significantly damage their heavier vehicles. So it's really powerful to have this. I highly recommend that you buy one of these whenever you see it in the black market, so that you can equip it for fighting the Menace. So that's our squad setup. We're going to go ahead and put Darby out here, where she can take out these 2 construct infantry squads right away. And then I think we're going to have the rest of our units work their way up around the left side of the map. I'm just kind of looking at where the enemies are situated. So we have the 3 capture points. We need to get all of those. Given that, it looks like we are going to need to kill most or all of the enemies on this map, because they're just covering the capture points from the start. And they're probably going to congregate at the back end of the map here. Enemies will typically try to group up. So there's no way we're not going to have to muscle our way through this fight. So I'm going to move up from the left here. There's a few options to stay in cover. I could move up from the right as well and try to fight these guys piecemeal. But I'm worried that if we move up from the right, then the enemies on our left and the enemies up top will kind of collapse on us and flank. So if, for example, if my units were here where this construct is, we could have these guys moving in from the left and these guys from above, and you want enemies to be coming from only one direction at a time, so usually you're going to want to take them with kind of a line of best fit through the enemy squads so that you can know which direction they're coming from. So we're going to put Riwa here, Karda behind her so she can hop into the vehicle. We'll have Pike just hang out next to them, Lim similarly, and finally our other tank, I think, is also just going to move up the outside of the map. Actually, we can just put it here, and then we'll just be able to move up around to this. I believe that it's kind of hard to tell. One thing I do wish they would do is make the visual clarity on this map a little better. I think this is forest and this is our ridgeline, so I think we'll need to move around the ridgeline, just looking at the elevation on the map here. All right, let's get right into it. All right, so we are jumping into our mission against the Menace, and as you can see here, we've got, looks like 3 construct drone squads up forwards. Now, these are pretty dangerous enemies. They all carry a laser gun, so they have a mining laser as well as guns. So they're really dangerous to both infantry and vehicles. You need to make sure not to let them get you. We're going to start, as we usually do, by using our Neuropentin on Darby, just to give her extra accuracy and stealth. And unlike in the missions against pirates and aliens, we're mostly going to be using sustained fire, because ammo is a real concern against the constructs, thanks to their really high armor and everything like that. We need to make sure that we can take them down in only one use of our guns, so we're going to use sustained fire, and we're going to try to do that from within like 3 or 4 tiles in order to make sure that we actually one-shot these enemy squads. We're also going to move over here. I'm a little concerned that the drones are going to move down towards us, so we could end up having Darby detected if they get too close. I'm also going to save my rocket pods. I know I mentioned that these aren't great, but I think that the constructs typically will group up on top of each other. So later in the game, we'll be able to use those in order to knock down a bunch of enemies at once. We'll go ahead and just put Karda in the truck here. Pass her turn, and then these drones are going to move, so I'm glad I moved away from that area. They've now used their turn, so we're no longer in particular danger. And then we'll just run all of our troops forwards. We're well outside of range, so we can just run forwards and let the constructs take their turn. We'll move our tank up. And we'll move Lim up as well. So we've got some more, let's see, those are more drones and more drones. So there's a lot of drones for us to deal with. So over here, I'm going to have Darby move forwards again, and we'll just move 2 tiles over on an angle. And we can see there is a unit of construct soldiers. So these are really dangerous as well. They've got really good guns, 45 armor and 360 health, which is obviously a lot. And they come with a rocket launcher, or a rocket grenade, which can deal significant damage to tanks and also obliterate infantry squads. So these guys are going to be the main threat from the constructs. Those and their vehicles are the ones you really have to worry about. Are these guys going to come over to the right? I think so, so I'm going to go ahead and sustain fire those down. And we should be out of range of enemy movement here as well. Let's go ahead and... Oh, another tip that I didn't give last time is that if you hit R on your keyboard, you'll see enemy vision ranges. I actually didn't know that this feature existed when I made my last video. But it can let you, using this white line that appears on the map here, it can let you have an idea of where you'll be able to move to without revealing your squad. Now, I'm going to just move Rua up to... Actually, I think we'll wait on moving her. We'll move Ivory up to here, get in the capture zone. There's no particular rush to capture these things, but we might as well. I'm kind of hoping that these units will activate before Rua's turn, and we can use her to take them out. Let's move Lim up around the backside here. We know where the enemies were, thanks to our intelligence, so I'm not worried about accidentally stumbling into vision range of some enemies at this point. I'll just pass Carda's turn again to see if we can get the constructs close to us to move, and then I'll move Pike up to here. I could give Rua extra movement, but it looks like the enemies are not going to oblige, so we'll just have her drive up into slightly closer of an area here and stay a little bit behind cover, just in case they move forwards towards us. Then we'll wait for the enemy turns. You want to be really careful, just take everything very, very slow when you're fighting against constructs. Obviously, with the Menace, we don't care about completing the mission within 12 or 16 rounds. We just care about winning the mission here. So these guys are all going to do some movement, and they're coming close to us. They do now have vision of Rua, so you can see the eyeball icon has disappeared, so the enemies do now have vision of her. We'll just go ahead and use Darby to assassinate these drones. I don't want the other enemies to get any ideas here. Although I think we're actually okay maybe to just use Rua's attacks, or I could even have Carda get out of the truck. So if we have Carda pop out here, she'll be able to take 2 shots at the drones. That should be enough to suppress them and stop them from attacking, and then if the other enemies move forwards, that's actively good for us. So we'll use Rua here as bait, kind of, by keeping her in vision of the enemies, but not within range of actually being attacked. Now, sustained fire here, we'll have low accuracy, whereas we'll have medium accuracy with our 2 normal shots, so we're just going to do those. And we should be able to get them to suppressed with 2 shots here. Suppression is really important against the constructs, because it's going to cost them turns, and leave them overloaded, and you'll need to be able to do that to focus them down over time. So again, we're kind of hoping that the enemies will push forwards here. I'm going to give Rua extra action points with Pike, and then move him forwards, so that when they move up, we'll be able to deal extra damage. And then we'll have Ivory. I think she's just going to move forwards as well, and get in range of firing the plasma rifle, if possible. With these heat-based weapons, you want them to constantly be on cooldown so that they can be cooling down. And then we can move her, I think, just 1 tile backwards, maybe to here, in order to stay out of range of these construct attacks, but still in vision of the enemies is still fine. So these guys are going to run forwards. They won't get a turn yet, but we're kind of baiting them forwards. I do want to take these out. I also want to sustain fire the soldiers, if possible. So I could move to here. I'm a little concerned that if I move to here, one of these 2 units will just move straight south and attack and get vision for the other one of Darby. But I think we're okay to do this. We'll move up, make sure there's nothing else in the area that can get us, and then we'll just take out these... Oh, these are shamblers, not drones. Okay. So I think I'm fine to just shoot the soldiers here. I wasn't paying attention. I thought these were drones, but the shamblers are a mostly melee unit, so they're not going to run after the truck here because they won't be able to get in range to fire anyways. We obviously didn't one-shot the soldiers there because they're more heavily armored than the drones, but that's okay. So those guys are going to move over. Oh, right, I still have Lim's turn. Completely forgot about Lim here. All the enemies in range have moved, so I could jump to here. It's a pretty aggressive move. Actually, I guess I would jump to here, and then if I do see anything that we need to run from, we can back off. But this will get Lim a shot here, which is pretty important to get. So we'll move him up to here, and then we'll take a shot. I could kill these. I could take these guys. I could probably bring those guys low. So let's just shoot the ones that aren't overloaded. When they're at full overload like this, they're going to lose their next turn as well as their current turn. So we don't have to worry about those guys going yet. And then we still have Rua's turn as well. Let's see, there's the one model left on this soldier unit, so a laser will finish it off without using ammo. So I'm going to have Rua move up to here, get in range to use her laser. Oh, she's not yet in range to use her laser, so we'll pop up one forwards. And then we only have good accuracy on this, but that's okay. If we take out the last model from the soldier unit, that's great. So we got Berserk. I could use Vent to remove heat right away. I could also fire our machine gun. I kind of want to save ammo on the machine gun, so I'm just going to use Vent. And then we will back up one tile just to make sure nothing else can get in range of us. You could play it even slower than this. Right now we're playing slightly faster than I usually would. But this is a pretty solid way to just get all of these kills early on. So you can see both of these units, because we got them to high suppression, they are not moving this turn. So I could use some of Lim's ammo to finish them off. I could try to focus on conserving ammo and just use a plasma shot and like a laser shot from Rua. We've also captured the back objective here because I just moved my units through it, so no need to worry about that at this point. I think we'll just move up and we'll use a plasma rifle, and we'll see if we can take out this low health unit here with the plasma rifle. It's only medium accuracy, so we got, I think, a little bit unlucky on that, but the drones are at 10 health. That's fine. Carda's ammo is not that important, so I might have her go next. Oh, she can't go to there because there's a fence in the way. So we'll have her pop out, and she can use her guns to finish off this low health unit. I could also have maybe tried to kill that with Pike's pipe rifle, because there was only 10 health left on the drone there. And then we'll hop back in and end turn. Wait for the enemies to move up a little bit. Okay, we've got a construct floater. I'm not worried about that guy right now. We'll have Pike move up to here. And then I could give somebody some extra AP. Let's just have Lim finish off the enemies that can still move. The Shamblers are still backing off, so that's fine. And I'll just take Lim's turn. We know what he's going to do. Oh, he hasn't even acted yet, so I've given him extra action points. So let's use Sustained Fire just to make sure that we kill those guys. I'm doing the turn orders a little bit wrong here. Have to focus up on that.
Keep it up, Marine.
Then we'll move him forwards with his Berserk, and we can see if he gets vision of any enemies here. I don't want to move any further forwards than this, so we'll just have him end his turn there. We'll move Darby forwards and try to get vision of more enemies as well. So there's Shamblers, there's some drones. The Shamblers, I don't really want to use Darby's ammo on, because her ammo is so powerful. Since every click of Sustained Fire one-shots a drone unit. So I'm going to avoid doing that, and I think we will stop moving her here and, again, conserve ammunition.
Okay.
So Rua should be able to get in range to laser this floater, and that's exactly what we want to do. We'll move up to here. And let's see, what's the accuracy? Basically perfect. We can move one tile further forwards. I think that's fine. Get even better accuracy, hopefully, and now we should have a 100% hit chance. And we blew up the floater there. And again, we're doing this without spending ammunition. And we'll move Rua up to here. And end turn. Alright, Shamblers are moving, these Shamblers are moving, and they're all just backing off a little bit. And so you can see what I talked about. Enemies will tend to group up. So a lot of the enemies, I think, are going to congregate like on this back objective, which is something that we're pretty happy with, because that will let us use our rocket pods and suppress multiple of them at once as well. I'll move Darby forwards here, try to get some vision of where the enemies are. And we've got Shamblers, we've got drones here. We're at slightly long range on this sustained fire, so I wouldn't be able to one-shot this drone squad, which means I'm going to... I could one-shot this Shambler squad, probably. They have much lower armor and low health. Or I guess the same-ish armor, but much lower health. I think it's okay to just take this shot at the drone squad, though. If we kill it, great. And if not, we'll get it low enough that we can take it out with, like, one plasma rifle barrage here. Let's wait on these units. So I'm going to have Pike move up. We're not going to use his ability this turn, so we'll just get him in range to use it in later turn. And we'll probably also not be using Ivory's gun this turn, so she's going to just move up to here, staying a couple tiles outside of vision range of the enemies just for safety. I'm pretty sure there's at least 1 or 2 enemy units over here that spawned on this side, so I'm anticipating that a couple will come down from this direction, potentially. So we'll move Lim up to here, try to get vision of what's happening on the left side. Step 1 further forwards, staying outside of range of everything. And then just because I'm a little nervous that enemies will pop up from our left side, we'll back him off into the tree here. Staying again outside of vision range of the enemies. Controlling enemy vision is the most important thing in this game. Let's have Rua move up. She should be able to use her machine gun to take these out if we want. I could also laser them. That would overheat the laser, but there's only one model left in this squad, right? So it would just take it down, and then we just won't use our laser next turn. How do we feel about that? That's maybe too unnecessary, but I think I'm just going to go for it anyways. Just take out this squad without using ammo. If I'd had 10 more AP, we could have vented heat first and not overheated the laser. And then let's back you up. And again, staying... and we can move over here. Since we took out this squad, there's no enemy vision, so we can just move our tanks a little bit forwards. And turn, we've got the Shamblers backing off a little. And Carda's going to pop out. She has the Scout ability in this run. I don't actually recommend taking the Scout if you're taking Scout if you're setting her up as mobile infantry. Okay, we found a gun crawler as well, so we'll want to get an anti-tank weapon in range of that. I don't actually recommend taking Scout if you're setting her up as mobile infantry. I just took it earlier in this run when I was building her differently, but might as well use it since we have it. Okay, so we know there's a gun crawler there. We know there's a bunch of infantry units. Let's move Darby up and get vision maybe of some enemy infantry. So we've got soldiers and the gun crawler. I can move to here and still take a shot if there's something around this corner. There isn't, so let's just back Darby up. Actually, I'll leave Darby here so she has vision of the gun crawler, because I think that's the longest range she can get vision from. All right, well, it immediately backed up, so we're not going to be able to snipe it with an anti-infantry weapon or an anti-vehicle weapon right away. I will have Pike move up 1 tile, and we will give Ivory extra action points, just in case we can get in range of a gun crawler or something. And then we're going to have Rua move up, again, staying outside of enemy vision range. Just move up to here and vent heat from the laser to get in range for next turn. Okay, there's another gun crawler there. We know that's a different one because we saw the other one move. So there are 2 enemy vehicles. Have Carta jump out. All right, so there is a construct floater there. I could move forwards and have her take a rocket shot at it. The danger of doing that is that if I moved into range of our RPG, we'd need to move 2 tiles forwards, and we would not be able to put Carta back in the vehicle this turn. And if there's enemies hiding out behind it, we could get in trouble. So let's move up 1 tile just to see if we see anything else further back. And then I can move one more and still have enough movement to get back into the truck. And then we'll just go ahead and do that, just to try to get vision of where the enemies are. So we know there's a floater there currently. Some soldiers moving, and they're going to stack on top of each other. So I could move up and try to get in range to take a tank shot. I could also move Lim, like we could have Lim jump forwards really aggressively. I think we don't need to do that. Let's have him walk to here. And the floater's already taken its turn. There's no other enemies in the area. We're not in range yet, though, so we are just going to back up out of enemy vision range. The lines do get a little confusing at this point. I believe if we back up to here, we'll be out of vision range of the floater, though. Then we'll move Ivory forwards. And we could just take this shot blind. I could move up one tile and see if we get vision. Do I want to take a blind tank shot? I think we're okay. We're not currently in vision of the enemies, so we'll just back Ivory up to here, not use her extra action points, and just wait for the next turn to take the shots against those floaters there. See what the enemies are doing over here. Kind of watch their positioning. You can see, again, they're grouping up. So the floater should still be in this tile. So let's have... guess I'll have Rua go get vision. Getting... scouting with your vehicles is typically not what you want to do because they have reduced vision radius. But we should be able to have her move up. Oh, I thought I would be able to see this tile from here. So I could have her move up in and shoot the gun crawler, but I think because I kind of messed up my movement there, we'll just play it safe. We'll back off, get back out of vision here, and pass the turn. All right, so here comes the enemy floater now. The floaters have a 2-tile explosion radius, so they're going to be out of range of Darby if we explode it. We should be able to have Lim take it down. These do not have very high health, so even though they've got a lot of armor, we should be able to take it down just with small arms fire. So we'll move forwards 1 tile here, and then we'll take 2 shots at it to chip away at its armor. Because we brought extra ammo on Lim, we can do this twice. Oh, wow. Really... Okay, really unlucky shooting. I really thought that that would take it down. So now we have left a couple units in range, in vision range. But let's just go ahead and use our plasma gun. It's low accuracy. Alright, Carta's small arms fire should be able to take it out as well. I'm unhappy that my tanks have been in vision range of the enemies, because these soldiers could move forwards and fire a rocket grenade here. But we can pop Carta out, move her forwards, have her use her actual weapon to shoot this thing down. It will blow up, taking some buildings with it, and we're going to fail that mission, but that's okay. And then we can just get back in the truck. Here, I'm going to give Ivory extra action points, and then we'll move Pike up as well. Because I want her maybe to be able to move forwards and take a tank shot against the enemy floater here. We did get a little bit of suppression on Darby just from getting the floater kill slightly too near to her. We'll move forwards 1 more tile. I could take this shot at the drones here. It wouldn't kill them outright. I think this is also now a good time, given that there's so many enemies grouped here. Actually, I'll wait 1 more turn on dropping the rocket pods. I think we'll pop our Neuropentin and we'll step up forwards here, because I really just want to get vision of where all the enemies are situated, but stay safe. No need to take shots at this point. We're just going to keep inching forwards. Now, there could be something hiding in this tile, but I think I can move up 1 more tile here. And now we've got vision of a lot of enemies. Given that they're all clustered here, let's just go ahead and drop the rocket pods now, and then we will pass the turn with Darby. No vision of the enemy vehicle currently. So we'll move Ivory up, staying outside of enemy vision radius again. And we should be able to go up to here safely. And we'll pass the turn. No need to take shots at super long ranges or anything. Enemies are going to kind of mill around in this area since it looks like they've decided to group up here. They are kind of dodging my off-map ability pretty well.
Movement. Start. Order.
So I could move Darby to here and take a sustained fire shot at these soldiers. I kind of want to do that, and that should get us even more vision of where the enemies are situated as well. So we'll do this and start chipping away at the construct soldiers. We still got 12 shots with Darby, so we're doing pretty good on ammo. Thanks to cover and distance and these being soldiers, we're not going to take them out in one go, but we've got them fully suppressed and stunned. So once a couple more enemies have moved up, we should be able to move up the rest of our squads as well. Lim is going to move over to here, getting vision. And we'll walk him up one more tile. I still don't see any enemies. There's no need to move further forwards, though, because we could just get into range of an enemy and we wouldn't be able to retreat at this point. Shambler's kind of backing up. We will have Pike give Rua extra turns and then keep moving forwards. You can use your extra turns either to give an ally 40 more AP when you do activate them, or to activate them a second time in a round. Typically, it's better to activate them a second time, but I'm kind of just wanting to pass the turn until the rocket pods go off, so that we can have a lot of enemies stunned by the suppression from those, and then move up into them and take shots without any retaliation. We'll have Rua move forward to here, staying out of vision range, and I could just take this laser shot. I guess I can move forward one more tile, take a laser shot at these soldiers. Obviously, we'd prefer to hit a vehicle with the lasers, but taking out one soldier model is also pretty good if we can do that. And then I'll back up one tile just so we're... 2 tiles, so we're not in range of enemy vision. Okay, our rocket pods do some overloads, but they're not amazing, and they didn't do that much damage. We'll have Carta get out of the truck here and step forwards a couple tiles to use her scout ability. She's not going to be in range to attack. Costs 32 to go back in, so I won't be able to move further and still get back in. All right, 16 and then minus 16. Yeah, that's not enough AP left. So back in the truck with you. So I probably should have waited one more turn on firing the rocket pods, and then we could have had the suppression when the enemies were actually about to act. So if I move forward to here, we're 1 tile away from being able to fire. So I can move and then back up, but then these constructs will be in range of attacking us, so we'll back up 1 tile and then turn. And then we'll wait until they've all passed their turns again. Then we should be able to do a bunch of overloading later on. So these guys move forwards. The gun crawlers have moved forwards as well. Ivory is in vision range of these shamblers now. So I definitely want to take those down. We can probably do it with 2 plasma rifle shots, but I'm a little worried that that won't work. So I think what we're going to do here is take a tank shot and then just back up with Ivory. And she'll just be out of vision range again. So hopefully we get to hit this gun crawler. The chances are not amazing, but if we get it, get good damage on it, then we're very happy. So we took a bunch of shots against it. Then we can wait for enemies to pass their turn. Nice that the soldiers are the ones acting as well, because they're one of the more dangerous enemy types. We'll have you move up, and we'll give Rua extra action points again. These shamblers actually backed up, which is interesting.
Orders?
I'm going to move Darby forwards to here, and because I want to start being able to sustain fire some of these drones that are more high health, and actually kill them in one go if possible. I think these ones will definitely kill. These ones I might not, so Let's hit the ones in the middle of all the enemies. There's also a good chance that we get more overload stuns on surrounding enemies when we kill those ones as well that are very surrounded by our units. Okay, so the gun crawler moved. We should be able to get in range to laser it, and we have enough AP that we can move up. We can do our laser shot. Oh, wait. Okay. 1 tile out of range. So I won't be able to... I miscalculated there. I won't be able to shoot and then use vent. But that's okay. We'll be able to hit this, do a bunch of damage to it. I can back up a tile to stay back out of vision radius. And then I could shoot again. Let's just back up 1 more tile here just to be safe. Chipping away at the most dangerous enemies without giving them a chance to retaliate is, of course, the main goal here. We've still got Lim's action, and we still have Carda's action. Carda's not going to be able to get in range to do anything, so we'll do a little scout move here. Should be able to move up 1 tile and then still get back into the truck. So 1 more tile forwards. And back in the truck. Enemies will move. Lim is just going to inch forwards here. I guess I can position him here, and we should still be able to back up even if there's an enemy, like, around the corner there. And then we will pass a turn. Alright, Guncrawler moving forwards. This one's pretty hurt, and we could take it out, hopefully, without it doing any damage to us. And then we'll just let the enemies kind of shift around. So this forward Shambler might have vision of some of my vehicles. It does not currently, so we're pretty happy with that. Let's have Darby shoot at the... Let's see. There's a drone unit here, so I can move up and take a shot. The worry if I do that is that this gun crawler will move into range of us. So I'm going to wait a turn on using Darby. We'll have Lim shift up around the outside and see if there's anything flanking us from the left here. Currently don't see anything. Let's step 1 more tile over. This will give vision to everything of Lim, but we can just back up. Okay, so there is another enemy soldier over here. So if I take this shot, it'll take 32. We should be able to take 1 shot and then still back up. So if I want to do that, I'm not in range of the EMP. We'll take a shot against this Shambler. Do a little bit of overloads on some of the enemies as well. And then we'll back up out of sight because we're around the corner of the building. They don't get vision of us. Nice that we have engine and steering damage on the gun crawler as well. Gonna make it a little easier to take that down. Rua needs to vent before she can attack the gun crawler. So again, we're going to give her AP and move Pike forward to where he can do a little more work. So the concern I still have is I want some of these drones to die, and I want the soldiers to be taking damage. Do I want to just pick off this Shambler? I think that this Shambler is close enough that we can get it with 1 salvo from Darby here and still have some AP left. I really dislike using her ammo on these Shamblers, but they're far enough forwards that they're giving the enemies a little too much vision. Will I be able to kill these soldiers with just 1 more shot as well? I think so. So we took out 2 enemy units, and we'll back Darby up 1 tile just to make it less likely that the gun crawler runs up and sees her. Some Shamblers moving forwards. Ivory should be able to get... I moved Darby backwards, so I no longer have vision of this gun crawler, unfortunately. I know it's in this tile. So I think it's time to move Rua forwards. We'll have her use her... she's overheated on the laser. But we can just have her use her machine gun, too. We don't have to kill the gun crawler this turn. So let's start suppressing these drones with the machine guns. and cost them turns as well. I think we'll hit these Shamblers. We might actually kill them. Didn't quite. That's alright. We can back off to here, which is going to be an easier tile for us to attack from. And then Carta's going to definitely not do anything this turn, but that's okay. So we'll just pass her turn. No need to, like, move her at all.
Let's be about it.
Move up to here, staying out of vision radius of the enemies. And we're not in range to fire our... Oh, we're actually not out of vision radius, so we'll have to back up. We're not in range to fire our plasma gun, so we're just going to, again, scoot around the outside of enemy vision. Wait for them to all pass their turns.
Start.
This is a drone unit, so pretty safe to just use Darby to take that out. That's a good use of her ammo.
Neutralized.
And I will step back forwards to here. I don't think any enemies are going to come within 2 tiles, and I wanted vision of that that gun crawler. Unfortunately, the gun crawler is exactly the unit that then moved immediately. Once again, we'll give extra AP to Rua and move up here. Shamblers backing up, which is kind of them. We'll pop Lim out around the corner. And let's see, there's a gun crawler unit here, so I could EMP that and disable it. And that would disable it for next turn as well. I'm not in range to... So I could move, I could shoot one of these units and then back up. So we could take something out maybe with Berserker. That's a Shambler. These drones and soldiers haven't moved yet, and they are ranged. So let's have Lim just EMP the gun crawler. And we'll just back up for safety. Soldiers moving, that's fine. And now we'll have Rua step up to here. And how far can we go to get in range to laser this gun crawler? I think if we drive to here, we will. No, we're not quite. So let's move up one more tile. Laser this gun crawler. I don't care about overheating. And 36 is exactly enough to get back out of enemy vision range. So we'll go ahead and shoot the gun crawler, deal some damage to it, and we'll just back all the way up.
Start.
Carta, you're not going to be able to get in range again. So let's have Ivory move forwards and move one more tile. 18 to move. So we won't be able to fire here. Let's actually just turn around and face the right direction. And pass her turn as well. Wait for some enemies to move. And Carta will just pass the turn. So, very, very safe. We're just chipping away at them here. We'll be able to get a better engagement in a second once we can get a few more overwhelms and once we've done some damage to the gun crawlers. Those are the ones that we're really worried about shooting back at us. Anything in range, nothing is in vision of us right now. Kind of want to take out this drone unit, so we'll step forwards, get a little more vision of where all the enemies are. And these drones, we should be close enough that we can one-shot them with Darby. And we also managed to overload a bunch of their forward elements as well, so they're no longer going to get a turn down.
I like how you work. I appreciate it.
Shambler backing all the way up is pretty weird.
Sir.
So we're overheated on this laser here. I might just pass her turn to vent. I could also... Because what I kind of want to work Pike up to where he can actually give Lim extra AP, because Lim is going to clear out all the infantry here. So we'll move up to here, and we'll give Rua an extra turn. All right, with that soldier moving, we actually now have the option to move up with Rua into actual range of the enemies as well, because they just won't be able to shoot back at us. So we can move up to here. There's nothing that can get into range, so we can start actually taking things down a little more easily. And then I can take one more shot, sure. And then we'll get Berserk. And then I'm going to spin to face the other direction so that Carta, when she gets out of the truck, will be behind, will be closer. Now, do I need to back up a tile? I think I should back up one tile just because of the one gun crawler unit and the one enemy that's there. So now Carta can jump out, and she should be able to knock down this gun crawler with a rocket by stepping up to here. Rocket to finish off this gun crawler. And back into the truck. And now that we have left Rua in vision, some more of the enemies should be moving forwards. So things will speed up a little bit from now on. So I could jump Lim to here. That would get him some interesting flanking positions, but there's a lot of soldiers over there. So I think we're just going to keep walking, and we'll take a shot here as well. Okay chip damage on those drones, but not amazing damage. I'm considering trying again for another shot. If I kill them, that's great. The worry is that these soldiers would be able to act. So once again, we're playing it safe. We'll just back off.
Let's be about it.
When the enemies don't get to take a turn, a meaningful turn, you're always going to win. So that's always the goal with these. And then we'll move up with you to try to get your tank gun in range of this gun crawler for next turn. Change facing so we can move again. But I don't want to stay... Actually, we're okay to be in vision range here. I think that's still fine. Wait for the enemies to take all their turns again. Alright, so we've got a Shambler squad that's moving forward, and they have vision of our squad here. We should be able to gun them down with Darby if we want to. I could laser this and still have enough to take a shot at the Shamblers. Yeah, I think that's good. Darby might get seen if the Shamblers move up, but they shouldn't be able to move and attack her. So let's go ahead and we'll do this. We'll overheat again. And then we'll take the shot. Pass a turn. Gun crawlers backing up. We're still in range for our tank, for our heavy tank gun. What do we got there? Soldiers. Let's actually do Darby's shot and then at the soldiers, and then we'll back her up just to make sure that the Shamblers don't get in range of seeing her.
They're suppressed.
So we'll step back one tile here. Shamblers actually ran away, so all of that caution, not necessary, but still important to be cautious. And now we can take our tank shot, blow up that enemy gun crawler, move up to here. These enemies are still at very long range, so they shouldn't be able to use any of their rocket grenades. You can see the range on those, the red line is pretty low. I could have Carta pop out and attack those guys. I guess that's probably the thing to do, and then we'll wait for another turn. And we'll take this shot again. Finish off that unit. When we can get kills with Carta's ammo, it's nice since her ammo is less valuable. Gun crawler moving forward, so we'll be able to laser that eventually. And if I move up 2 tiles this way, I'm still not in range of giving Lim extra AP. So let's just, I guess, take one more shot with... I guess neither of these matter, right? Well, I'll just give Rua an AP in case the enemies move forwards like this, and then she should be able to use her gun against them. 40 AP, and we can overload that enemy unit for next turn. Alright, so I could jump Lim to here. Because this is a high box, it's going to block line of sight, I believe, from these soldiers. So if we jump Lim to here, he should be safe to start taking shots. Oh, actually, it does not block line of sight from the soldiers. I think we're still okay. I can suppress this soldier unit, and if Lim gets shot a little bit, that is not a big deal. That's why he's got armor. And he should have counter-strike fire available as well. So they shoot, but because Lim shoots back, they immediately get overloaded. These guys might fire their rockets at Lim. Nope, just some rifles. Lim actually might end up fleeing, which is kind of funny. But that's okay. We've suppressed a lot of these enemies, and we can always back him up on the next turn if we need to. Okay, there is another enemy vehicle there. So Lim has 80 AP currently, so let's go ahead and take this shot at the Shamblers, because I do need to back him up. I'm hoping that we can get this kill and get Berserk, and then back him up with the AP from Berserk. Just short of being able to do that, but we'll just step back to here. Shamblers move back here. Let's see. What enemies can I stop from taking a turn? Which is usually the question that you should be asking yourself. So we'll step forward to here, get some vision of more enemies, and we'll use full sustained fire to hopefully just one-shot this drone unit, or at least drop it very low.
Major, C2 is strong. This soldier's very combat effective.
Okay, so the Shamblers got up very close. Fortunately, they have low vision, and Darby's concealment is enough that she can't be seen. I think, want to kill the Shambler this round. So I'm going to use Rua to do that with her machine gun. So we'll actually back up a tile. It's free to move this tile, because she gets 10 less AP. It only costs 10 AP to move. And she has 10 less AP after on her next shot after moving. So when we're gonna use this 40 AP weapon, it's always free to move a tile first. Now I want to move one tile back and then spend 50 to vent. I could also take a shot and vent, and that would leave her in some danger from the soldiers, both of which haven't acted yet, still have their rockets left. So let's just move one tile back and we'll vent for 50. And she can stay there, I think. Soldier backs up, that's fine. We'll have Carta pop out here and shoot at these drones. She's not in range to rocket anything currently. But we'll pick off yet another enemy unit here. The other nice thing about doing this very slow play is that you get to build up a lot of stats on your units, because they're taking a lot of offensive actions. Let's move to here with Pike, and then I will give Ivory extra AP so she can get up in range for a tank shot.
Let's be about it.
Drone moving here. We actually could take 2, which I might as well. So we'll just take this shot and then take another shot with 70 with all of our AP. So we managed to take down the gun crawler right away. I actually should have moved forwards one tile first for better accuracy. I'll just do that now. Enemies are kind of backing off a little bit, which is fine.
Orders?
Once again, we'll move Darby forwards, just inching forwards ever so slowly. And we'll do a full power shot on this soldier. Picking out soldier units is really good because their guns are really good. I don't care if the drone gets a turn.
Down.
Gonna move forwards. It might take one shot. Oh, shit.
Major.
Alright. I did not think they would have vision there, so I definitely should have shot the drone. Very bad move by me. Apologies for swearing. Obviously, this is, not like the most family-friendly game anyways. I guess I'll have Rua shoot the drones here. I need to kill them. So we'll back up a tile, take a shot. Because I need to get rid of vision on Darby. Losing those squaddies is really painful. Okay, so we've done a bunch of damage and they still have vision of Darby. I'm gonna move Rua up here to try to distract the enemies and hope that they don't take shots at Darby's squad.
So many losses.
So you can see how quickly things go bad when you mess up. And boy did I mess up. Leaving these guys alive was a huge mistake. So we'll take them down, get rid of this vision, and then I will rocket that unit and back up to here. Some gunfire against our light APC is fine. Obviously, it's not great, but it's fine. We'll give Lim extra AP, and then we'll step up to here. Enemies are going to move forwards a bit. And I think, let's see, we don't currently have forward vision because I threw away Darby's squad through bad movement there. We don't currently have forward vision, so I'm going to step up to here with Ivory, I think. She won't be able to get sight there, so maybe we actually just jump Lim forwards to get vision. And we should be able to safely put his squad... I could put him behind the tower, I could put him behind these trees. That's a little bit dangerous. I think we'll just put him here. Enemies might be able to get a flanking angle on him, but we can always back up. We gave him extra AP for exactly this reason. So we'll go ahead and we'll kill these Shamblers, and that should get us a Berserk trigger. And then how many AP to back up to here? 45. So I won't have enough to do that and then shoot a second time. So I'd better just back up here. And I'll put Lim in deploy mode because these soldiers are very likely to shoot at him. And we want his squad not to take too much damage. And for the counterattack to be as accurate as possible.
Major, heavy fire.
Let's see. So I can have Ivory move to here and try to get in range to take shots with her plasma gun. I don't want to move her into vision because then the soldiers might take a rocket shot at her. But I guess it's actually better if they do that than if they shoot at Rua, who is both showing rear armor and is has already taken some damage. So we'll just move her all the way forwards, actually. These guys are, yeah, they're very likely to shoot at Lim anyways. Alright, so Lim's squad is now fleeing. So, let's have Rua move forwards, I think. Because I want to get to where we can suppress some of these enemies with our machine gun shots. I won't be able to fire twice if I move to here, but I think firing once at the constructs, getting those guys overloaded. Oh, actually, I will be able to fire twice. So I know there's an enemy squad here. I do want to overload them, so we'll fire blind. Fortunately, Lim is still, even though he's fleeing, which is pretty bad. The roll here was fairly bad. So not great luck on that. Fortunately, he's still armored and behind cover, so he's fine. Then I'll pop Carta out. I want to stop the enemies who still have turns from acting, so we're going to try to overload them. That's one shot, and we'll do it again. And back into the truck. These guys are going to act. They'll take a rocket shot. That's going to be pretty inaccurate, though, so I think we're okay. And then they'll take a couple shots at Rua there. All the enemies have acted. There's only 5 enemy units left, so we'll just have Pike give some extra AP and then move forwards to where he can do it again.
Let's be about it.
You can take this shot.
103rd is repositioned.
Got the explosion as well, which is nice. And then we'll drive forwards a tile and take a plasma rifle shot to try to finish off this soldier squad. All right, melted their armor, not bad.
Orders.
So these enemies, only one enemy currently has an action. I want to make sure that I overload them, so we'll use Carta to do that. She still has enough ammo, and Rua doesn't, so we'll pop her out. Is it better to use the full suppression? I think so. So we'll just use her 80 AP ability to get maximum suppression on these enemy soldiers, and then we'll jump back into the vehicle here. And now the enemies don't get a turn for the rest of the game. Lim is still deployed, but we can just have him fire twice here. If we kill this unit, we'll get Berserk, which will let us stand back up.
Shoot the kill.
And if not, then we're just keeping them fully suppressed for next turn, while we wait for Lim's thing to wear off. Really unfortunate that I threw away so many squaddies there, but, you know, these things happen. Also, obviously, you know, I try not to belabor this excuse, but when you are commentating, you're going to play worse and just make some more mistakes. Who's not at full suppression? Those guys, so we'll deal some damage to them. No need to change facing. Pass the turn here. I mean, I guess Darby can take this shot, the piddling shot there. Just for a little bit of extra overload.
Sir.
Actually did some damage, which is kind of funny. Rua's only got her laser, so I guess we'll give her AP first, so she can use the laser and then still vent heat on it.
Okay, okay.
And then move to here. Get our 50 AP laser shot, and we'll take out the one with only one model remaining. Vent heat.
Shut the fuck up!
And then might as well get in the objective zone here.
Orders.
No enemies able to act this turn either. So at this point, it's kind of about who do I want to feed stats to, and I think Ivory is the one I'm trying to level up. So we'll make sure that she gets all of her actions.
Still in the fight.
Since units gain stats as they act, you want to give your actions to the units that you most care about getting getting more points. And then we'll move up to here, make sure these guys are still fully suppressed for next turn.
Get some.
And I guess step forwards again. We can be pretty, obviously, fairly
Quite a bit of collateral
cavalier with our
damage by
positioning,
signal. On task.
since all the enemies are fully suppressed and should not get another turn.
Moving.
We'll move up to here and just take one normal shot. Oh, and we'll get in the objective here. Carta gonna pop out. He only has 3 shots left, so I do have to be aware of that. Ammo is still a concern for this run. Good accuracy, good accuracy, good accuracy, so it doesn't really matter which one we shoot at. Let's shoot at the least suppressed enemy and try to kill them.
Constructs eliminated.
And back in the truck.
Okay, okay.
And with Rua, we can take a shot and then use our vent heat again. And move further forwards. Alright, so this enemy unit does have a move left, but we should be able to suppress it fully with Carta. So Carta's going to jump out of the truck here. And use her full suppression to make sure that that enemy construct does not get a turn. I do want to take both of these out before we leave the mission here. No need to... I'm just going to be really lazy and not put her back in the truck, though. And Lim can move forwards 1 here and still have 80 AP for his action. Actually did pretty good damage at long range with the sustained fire there. Which isn't like a long-ranged ability, but... Poor Darby all on her own just taking this shot. That's really funny. I'm actually going to have Pike just shoot. Again, because I want to train his accuracy and stuff. Obviously, the pirate pipe gun is not going to kill these constructs too easily. And then we'll do this. Drop 1 enemy model and pass a turn again. Enemies still with no actions. We'll have Carta take 1 out. With a sustained fire, and then we'll have, we'll end her turn, and we'll have Lim finish off the other one by moving up and doing sustained fire as well. And with all of the enemies defeated, we will leave the mission. So obviously a mistake there with Darby, but we did manage to get the mission win without losing a squad. Should have killed that 1 drone unit. You can see why it's so important to manage enemy vision perfectly, which I did not in this run, but we were able to recover, even though I made an error, still clear out all the enemies and take over the mission here. Well, I haven't seen this one before, the Fire and Forget missile launcher. That's kind of cool. So we're very happy to get that, and then we got a bunch of construct alloys and trading goods from those, and are ready to jump into the next mission. And for the second time while recording this game, I did the outro while not actually on the victory screen. So I'm gonna take you through how the units performed here. So we got 6 kills with Rua, and she dealt 1,700 health damage and 1,000 armor damage. Obviously, an extremely killy unit, really strong there. Lim was not super impressive in this run. I might have wanted to just take 2 infantry squads instead of Lim. Because he broke immediately under fire, so it's possible we should have taken 2 cheap squads like Tank and Sachin. And then they would have been able to provide more fire support instead of having to kind of baby Lim around. But he still filled a good role of being able to draw enemy fire and drop enemies when we needed him to. Ivy was great, just killing a bunch of enemy vehicles here with the tank gun. Darby, of course, always wildly overperforms, even though I let her down and got this negative thing here. And she's now bruised. But she killed 9 units, dealt 3,000 health damage and 2,000 armor damage as well. Pike, of course, was just there as a support unit, so he almost never shot at an enemy. And Carta herself killed 10 enemy units. Well, 2 of those were buildings, but 8 enemy units. Lower damage, but it's just pretty efficient action to damage ratio. All right, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this look at how to fight the Menace in Menace. As you can see, you need to be really careful with enemy vision. You saw what happened when I wasn't. And I hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want to see more of this game. I've really been enjoying playing it. And of course, you can leave a comment and hit the like button, which helps me out with the algorithm. So I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And let me know what other games you'd like to see me cover as well. As always, thanks for watching, my friends, and I'll catch you next time.